So we are here on air right now, and I want to see the documents. I want to see the court order. The Onion buys Alex Jones InfoWars at auction with help from Sandy Hook families. So they're buying a company to get the equipment, the name, and money that's in InfoWars to then give it to themselves. But it's not about the money. So, again, it's insane. When I go to these court hearings, these people are there, particularly Connecticut. They just smile at me and like wait by the door and like, just like, and it's like they live on me and talk about me, and I'm their persecutor because I'm famous and successful and barely ever talked about them. So they're attached to me. And the FBI and the CIA cooked all this up.
And that right there was the end of InfoWars. Alex Jones announced on camera that InfoWars had been bought by satirical news website The Onion. I couldn't have thought of a more perfect end. And seeing his reaction there, seeing the sadness and despair, it gives me satisfaction because even if he's experiencing a tenth of the frustration and sadness and grief that the parents of Sandy Hook experienced, then I take great pleasure in that because this is truly a terrible person. He fucked around and now he's finding out, and it led to his demise. So let's talk about this deal. Oliver Darcy of Status News reports, as part of the deal, The Onion, owned by Twilio co-founder Jeff Lawson and led by chief executive Ben Collins, acquired InfoWars' website, product, inventory, customers' lists, social media accounts, and intellectual property. Collins told Status that InfoWars will be rebooted under new ownership in January. Now, before I tell you about their plans for InfoWars going forward, let's just relish a little bit more in the last broadcast of InfoWars because Alex Jones was not happy, as you could expect. AP reports the InfoWars website was down Thursday morning. On his live broadcast, Jones was angry and defiant, vowing to challenge the sale and auction process in court and saying he would use a new studio that was already set up. He later announced his show was being shut down, but he resumed a short time later at a new location and using a different social media account. Quote, "The journey has just begun. Thank you," Jones said as he signed off. And like that, InfoWars was no more. Now, he can create a new news website, more like a misinformation machine, and I'm sure it'll be successful. But to my understanding, the parents of Sandy Hook are still allowed to pursue him. So if he makes money there, they are allowed to collect money from him until that $1.5 billion payout is reached. Now, we don't know the specific terms and conditions of this deal with The Onion because they joined with The Onion to buy InfoWars, but he can still do what he wants to do. He just has to start from scratch. But now InfoWars, as it stands, is over. It's dead. And one of the parents of Sandy Hook, Robbie Parker, whose daughter was actually murdered in 2012 at Sandy Hook, he got the last word. And he said, "The dissolution of Alex Jones' assets and the death of InfoWars is the justice we have long awaited and fought for." And you love to see it. Now, in the event you feel bad for this man, which you shouldn't, shame on you, but if you feel bad for Alex Jones, let me just remind you what he did to these families. After their children were massacred at Sandy Hook, he harassed them. He concocted disgusting conspiracy theories about their children being crisis actors, and they were in on this conspiracy. And they were tracked down, they were doxxed, they were harassed, their lives were ruined after they were trying to deal with the grief of losing children. What he did to them is truly monstrous. So to see them be able to get the last word, that feels really good to see. Now, the story is even sweeter when you realize what The Onion's plans are for InfoWars going forward. If you go to InfoWars right now, the website is not operational, but it's coming back. Now, here's what The Onion has in store. Ben Collins, CEO of The Onion's parent company, Global Tetrahedron, told the Associated Press in a video interview that it plans to relaunch the InfoWars website in January with satire aimed at conspiracy theorists and right-wing personalities, as well as educational information about gun violence prevention from every town for gun safety. Collins joked that The Onion's bid was $1 trillion but would not disclose the actual amount. Quote, "We thought it would be a very funny joke if we bought this thing. Probably one of the better jokes we've ever told," Collins said. The Sandy Hook families decided they would effectively join our bid, back our bid to try to get us over the finish line. Because by the end of the day, it was us or Alex Jones who could either continue this website unabated, basically unpunished for what he's done to these families over the years, or we could make a dumb, stupid website, and we decided to do the second thing. And that right there is just truly poetic justice. You love to see it. It's justice and it's poetic justice. Now, there was a possibility that one of Alex Jones' allies could have bought InfoWars. I think that people like Roger Stone, for example, were also placing bids for it, and that's what Alex Jones was banking on because he didn't want to start from scratch. Sure, he has a very massive audience that will follow him to whatever new thing that he builds, but starting from scratch is still very, very difficult to do. So he was really hoping that one of his buddies would bail him out, but that did not happen. InfoWars was bought by The Onion. Saying that out loud sounds surreal, and it's so perfect. It's so perfect. So there's a little bit of good news for the day. InfoWars is dead and gone, bought by The Onion. It will be relaunched in January, and now Alex Jones has to start from scratch. This doesn't mean that he's going to go away. I'm sure whatever venture he creates will be successful. But to see this entire empire that he built up come crashing down because of his own stupidity is perhaps peak fuck around, find out. I think this is the best case of somebody fucking around and finding out real bad. So, InfoWars, rest in piss.
Tremendous, 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 tremendous.